I can't seem to be the only one that I've noticed that nobody is using the AirPod Max. I mean, it's been out for over a year now, and I've only seen maybe 3 people using the AirPod Max. That is completely strange because usually when Apple releases the product, we see them in the wild. Sometimes the first day it ships. I mean, we see that every time with the iPhone, Apple Watch, iPad, and so on, which might only mean one thing. People are simply not interested in the AirPod Max. But why? The AirPods are popular because they provided a true wireless connection that was revolutionary at the time. It was a solution to a problem that Apple created themselves when they removed the headphone jack from the iPhone 7. And because there was not a lot of competition at the time, Apple was able to sell a ton of them. Now, as for the case of the AirPod Max, Apple moved into a new territory where companies like Sony, Bose, Sennheiser has been dominating for years. They've established themselves as the go-to for best noise cancelling over-the-ear headphones. Unlike the AirPods where when they were released, there was not a lot of competition, the AirPod Max has a lot of well-established product to be compared to the moment it dropped. There are headphones like the Sony WH-1000XM4, the Bose Comfort 45, both of which are around $350. The AirPod Max coming in around $540 raised a lot of eyebrows. I mean, that's almost like $200 difference. Now, how does the AirPod Max compare to the Sony WH-1000XM4, you might ask? Well, let's do a quick review and comparison. Right from the unboxing of the AirPod Max, no doubt you're gonna feel like you're unboxing something luxury. Apple has mastered the unboxing experience with every of their products. Even the box feels and looks luxury. I don't know if it's just me, but I don't really throw away the box of most of my Apple products. As you can see here, I still have the box of my AirPod Max clean and shiny over here. I don't even remember what the box of the Sony XM4 looks like. I doubt if I even remember unboxing it, to be honest. That's how special Apple wants you to feel when you get the AirPod Max. Now, let's talk about the design. Hands down, the AirPod Max actually wins this one. The cups are made out of polished aluminum, same as the handles, but the handles are covered in some kind of plastic. The curves on the cups of the AirPod Max catches light in a way that makes them just look good in any lighting situation. Like, this is almost like a fashion product compared to the Sony WH-1000XM4. It kind of makes it look like a toy. In terms of design, the AirPod Max just wins this one by 1,000 miles. The AirPod Max actually weighs a lot though. It's almost like 388 grams compared to the Sony WH-1000XM4 that weighs 264 grams. Coming from the XM4, yeah, I could tell immediately that this is a chunky big boy. And when it comes to fitting, both of them fit really well in my ears, but I do kind of prefer the fitting on the AirPod Max because the cups are a little bit bigger. And by the way, the cups are actually detachable. When it comes to controls, I prefer the Sony WH-1000XM4. On the right cup, there's a sensor for volume control, previousness, pause play, and all that. And on the left cup, you get the power button and a custom button that you can use to control noise cancelling and ambient mode. And it can also be used for voice assistants like Google or Siri. It gets a little bit weird on the AirPod Max. First of all, no power button for some reason. And it comes with this knob that I kind of like because it's really smooth. So for volume control, I like it. But what I don't really like is that to play the previous music, you have to triple press and double press for next. I don't really like that style of control. Just in case if you're wondering, the AirPod Max doesn't have a power button. Then how do you turn it off? Well, you put it back in a disgrace of a case it comes with. Apple, what is this? This is what a case looks like, you know, for protection, not this. The good thing is that it doesn't really drain battery if you don't return it back to the case, but still. Now, how does the AirPod Max sound compared to the XM4, you might ask? Well, I've been using the XM4 for over a year now for at least 6 hours a day. And as much as I don't want to say this, the AirPod Max sounds a little bit better. Now, not $200 better, but just a scoosh better than the XM4. The noise cancelling on the AirPod Max is kind of on the same level as the XM4. And the XM4 is kind of known as the king of noise cancelling. Now, the transparency mode of the AirPod Max is miles better than that of the XM4. Like, it's scary good. Basically, transparency mode allows you to hear your surrounding sound without much of the noise while still being able to listen to the music or the movie you're watching. Multi-device connection on the AirPod Max is so much faster and smoother. Of course, ecosystem advantage. But the XM4 is not really far apart. I mean, if I give the AirPod Max a 10, I'm definitely giving the XM4 an 8. When it comes to battery life, both of them are really great. It's slightly better on the AirPod Max, but I'm still going to put both of them in the same category. Both of them are 2-day plus battery headphones. The AirPod Max charges with Lightning. I just feel like the fact that it charges with Lightning just limited the sales of the AirPod Max. It would have done so very well if Apple actually made it a universal product by just making it charge with USB-C. In summary, the AirPod Max is a very great headphone that just manages to miss the basic things, like not coming with a proper case or a cable. I hate to admit it, but it does most things a little bit better than the XM4. Now, I still wouldn't recommend the AirPod Max over the XM4 because of the price. It's still now worth $200 plus over the XM4. If the AirPod Max was around $400 or at most $450, it's gonna be the best recommended headphone, but $540, almost $600 plus tax, and it's kind of doing a little bit too much. But at this point, Apple has established themselves as a luxury brand. So I'm not really surprised about the pricing and everything. I mean, we are talking about the company that sells a monitor stand for $1,000 or a set of wheels for $700. Now, let's come to a conclusion in this video. According to a research that I saw online, over 50% of people prefer earbuds over the headphone because they're just comfortable and they just sound really great. If you don't believe me, step outside or at least look out of the window. I can almost guarantee you that the first 10 people that passes by you is wearing some kind of earbuds. So we're talking about a very small group of people that actually buys over the headphone. Now, out of this small group of people, not every single one of them uses an iPhone. So we have to even cut that number by half again. Out of this very small group of iPhone users, some of them probably already own an over-the-head headphone. Some of them just find the price of the AirPod Max really ridiculous. So we are talking about a very small group of people that are potentially going to buy the AirPod Max. And that's probably the reason why the AirPod Max, you don't really see them as much, which totally makes sense, I think. As much as I would love to cry about the price and say it's always too expensive, I can't just carry myself to return it because I really love the AirPod Max. Anyways, thanks for watching my video. If you enjoyed this video, can you please drop me a like? I really appreciate that. My name is 11 and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.